Have you ever pondered how to articulate numbers and amounts in a variety of ways? Well, today we'll dive into the world of collocations, specifically focusing on numbers and amounts. A collocation is a pair or group of words that are often used together. These combinations just sound right to native English speakers, who use them all the time. Now, let's get started. First off, instead of saying a small number or amount, we could use minute or tiny. For instance, there's a minute number of people who still use typewriters today. Or there's a tiny amount of sugar left in the jar. Next, if we want to convey a large number or amount, we can use significant, considerable, substantial, or enormous. For example, there's a significant number of people who commute to work every day, or we have a considerable amount of work to finish before the deadline. Also, the charity received a substantial amount of donations this year, and there's an enormous number of stars in the sky. Moving on to talking about numbers, we have odd or even numbers. An example would be 3 is an odd number, while 4 is an even number. Another collocation would be a decline or drop in the number of, as in, there's been a decline in the number of people using public transportation. Similarly, we can say an increase or rise in the number of. For example, there's been an increase in the number of people working from home. When we're talking about calculations, we can use the phrase comes to a total of. For instance, the bill comes to a total of $20. When someone is doing the calculating, we can express it as arrives at a total of. For example, after calculating the expenses, John arrives at a total of $200. Lastly, we can talk about rates with the phrases rises, fall, drop, or decline, such as the unemployment rate rises during economic downturns, or the interest rate may fall, drop, or decline. In conclusion, we've learned that we can say minute or tiny instead of small, significant, considerable, substantial, or enormous instead of large. We can talk about odd or even numbers, mention a decline or drop in the number of, or an increase or rise in the number of. Use comes to a total of, or arrives at a total of, and discuss rises, fall, drop, or decline when talking about rates. These collocations will surely make your English sound more natural and sophisticated, so why not start incorporating them into your conversations today?